Hello everyone, welcome to biology class. This is the part 2 of this video series for chapter number 1. We have been discussing about the chapter 1, transport of food and minerals in the plants. In the last video we discussed about the transport system in the plants and how the absorption is done. Today we'll deal about this in detail along with the conduction, how this absorption of water is done by the plant and how that water and minerals are conducted in the plant body. Let us begin. Up to the last class, we had discussed about the xylem and phloem that are conducting the water and food in the plant body. Now, today onwards, we discuss about this absorption and the conduction. So, for the transport of the water and minerals in the plant, two aspects are important. One is absorption of water and minerals, that is from the soil, and the second thing, after absorbing this, it has to be conducted in the plant body. So that both the aspects are combinedly related to transportation in the plants. For this absorption and conduction, two important phenomena are prominent there. One is called as diffusion, another one is called as osmosis, that is responsible for transportation of water and minerals in the plant. We will now look about diffusion first, then we will see what is called as osmosis. So diffusion is a process in which the molecules move from the region of high concentration, where their molecules are high in number. From that area, the molecules are moving into another area where it is having low concentration. Low concentration means molecules are present in less number. So on one side, if more molecules are there and on the other side less molecules are there, molecules will always move from the region of high concentration towards the low concentration. And up to when they will go, they will move until they spread out evenly, means both the sides. Like in this diagram, one side is having more molecules, one is having less molecules. So movement of molecules will continue until when both the sides, left as well as the right side, both the sides are having equal number of molecules. So when the molecules will equally distribute in this full container, then this diffusion will stop. For example, if ink is fallen down into the water, you have a glass of water and ink drops fall down, then that ink drop will not stop at one point. It will keep on dissolving in water, and in overall water molecules it will dissolve. It will keep on dissolving until the ink molecules are equally distributed in that liquid. So that is the process of diffusion. Next one is osmosis. It is related to diffusion only. Let us see the movement of water molecules from a region of high concentration to low concentration. There also diffusion, also same thing was happening. Movement of water or that movement was happening from the area of high concentration to low. But here a new thing that comes here is this movement take place through a semi-permeable membrane. This membrane is there in between, and by crossing this membrane only the movement of molecules is happening. What is the purpose of this semi-permeable membrane? That is to allow the movement of some selected particles only. All the particles cannot cross this. Only a few particles can cross this. That is what is the purpose of semi-permeable membrane. What role it is having in this plant body, that all, as we unfold the chapter slowly, as we proceed, we will have a look on this, what it is doing in the plant body. First, to understand the processes there: diffusion, movement of molecules from high to low concentration, and this movement takes place until the molecules are not equally distributed. Then osmosis, here also movement is taking place, but this movement takes place in the presence of a semi-permeable membrane. Next, now one example is given there. When we place some resins in a cup of hot water, the resins will absorb that hot water and they will increase in size because they have absorbed water. Similarly, plant's body is having the root, and in the root hairs are present. These root hairs are absorbing the water and minerals from the soil, and they keep on absorbing this water and minerals, and this absorption of water and minerals is done by the process of osmosis. So the concept of semi-permeable membrane, this semi-permeable membrane is actually the cell wall of the root hairs that is present in the root hairs. Let us have a look on the osmosis in plant. This diagram is separately I have taken. You can have a look in your textbook. The diagram is given there. So osmosis in plants. how it is happening. So the concentration of water molecule is high in the surrounding soil, in the soil where the plant is present. So there more water is there, and inside if less water is there, then this osmosis starts there. So outside in the soil amount of water is more, and inside the root hair cells, means in the plant body, that concentration of water is less. So in that situation only water will be absorbed. So the concept you have to remember, high to low, the movement of water will be always in that direction. Otherwise this osmosis cannot take place. The osmosis will take place only from high concentration region to low concentration region. So if in the soil more water is available and in the plant body low water is available, if plant needs water, then it will start taking water from the soil. So that is what is done by the process of osmosis. So the purpose of semi-permeable membrane is written in this point. The membrane of the living cell of the root hair cell are selectively permeable. They are not allowing everything which is present in the soil, everything cannot enter the plant body. So they will selectively send the water molecules and the mineral molecules. Only what is required by the plant body will be absorbed. Each and everything will not be absorbed from the soil. So only the certain substances will enter, and it will restrict the passage of other. Restrict means it will stop the passage of other things which are unavoidable, which are not required by the plant body. So that is the purpose of selective membrane. And this selective membrane is what? It is the cell wall of the root hairs that is present in the roots of the plants. So that is how osmosis is done. Plant have absorbed this water. Now the minerals, water absorbed by the root hair also contain some minerals, and these minerals are absorbed by the process of diffusion and active transport. Water is absorbed by osmosis. The mineral also are there, that is absorbed by diffusion, and another one method is active transport. First we will see diffusion in plant, how the diffusion is done. In the case of diffusion, the definition you remember, the movement of molecules from high concentration to low concentration. So soil, in the root here it should be minerals. Minerals which are present in the soil, they will be absorbed by the root hair by the process of diffusion. So when the mineral concentration of minerals is high in the soil, more minerals are there, and inside the plant body less minerals are there. In that case diffusion will start. When the minerals are required by the plant body, then only they will absorb. Otherwise the minerals will remain in the soil only. This is the process. It begins only when there is a difference of concentration. When inside the plant body less minerals are there, and in the soil more minerals are there, then the diffusion starts. The plants start taking minerals from the soil, and at the point when plant body and the soil both are having equal mineral quantity, then the diffusion will stop. Diffusion will stop when both the plant as well as the soil molecules are having equal amount of mineral molecules. That is what is done in diffusion. But one more method is there by which minerals can move into the plant body, that is active transport. The definition we'll read first. The movement of mineral molecules from low concentration to high concentration. Now here something has changed here. The concentration has changed. Earlier till now I was talking about high concentration to low concentration. That is in the case of diffusion also, that is in the case of osmosis also. Both the cases the movement of molecule is from the high concentration region to low concentration region. But in the active transport, what opposite is happening. This time the movement of molecules is from the area of low concentration to high concentration. Means molecules will move from an area where they are less in quantity. Less molecules are there in one side, high number of molecules are on the other side. Generally molecules should move in this way, high to low concentration area. But in case of active transport, opposite is happening. How it is happening? How it is possible? Something should be carrying these minerals from less concentration to high concentration. What is that thing? That is the thing called as energy. That is because of the energy that is available in the area of low concentration. From where this energy is coming? This energy is coming from the cells of the root hair, that is by respiration. That means the plant roots can absorb extra minerals in case of requirement. That is done by the respiration that is going on in the plant cell body, that is releasing some energy. By utilizing that energy, plant roots can absorb the minerals by the process of active transport. So this definition you can mark in your book. You have to remember this. So by this process, plants can absorb the different minerals like nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Many minerals are there in the soil. These can be absorbed when the water is absorbed. Along with these minerals are dissolved in this water, and they can enter the plant body by the process of active transport. Also, it can enter by the process of diffusion. Having been studied about absorption of the plant body, now the next step for the transportation of water and mineral is conduction. Plants have absorbed this water as and mineral. Now they have to be conducted, means they have to be transported from one part of the plant to the another part. So for that also two aspects we will see. First we will see about ascent of sap, then we will see root pressure. Let us see one by one. First we will see ascent of sap. What is ascent of sap? First of all, what is sap? So this sap is actually when the minerals are absorbed by the plant body. These minerals are dissolved in water only. So minerals plus water, whatever minerals are coming from the soil plus water from the soil. So mineral plus water is actually called as soil, is actually called as sap. Then this sap has to move upwards. So upward movement, in English it is called as ascent. So sap is moving upwards in the plant body. That is why the process is called ascent of sap. Now water is absorbed by the xylem, that earlier in the topic of xylem we saw. So xylem is absorbing water upward, and these xylem tubes, the diagram you should have seen, the xylem tubes are joined one after the other. All are joined one after the other, and it will form a system of pipeline. Many pipes are joined together one after the other. From the roots are in the bottom of the plant, and it will go up to the top part, up to the leaves, up to the leaves of the plant. It will continue. So that means these xylem vessels are doing what? They are conducting this water and minerals upwards. This is carried upon the system of pipelines, that is the xylem elements. These different things are transporting the cell sap through the xylem from the root to the leaves, and therefore ascent of sap is done. This is the definition is given: the upward conduction of cell sap from the roots to the other parts. And also one more thing is there that is called as transpiration. At the end of this chapter we will see what is this. Because of transpiration also ascent of sap is aided, means it is increased, it is supported by the process of transpiration. How it is so? This transpiration is actually what? This is the loss of water by the leaves. The leaves of the plant. The plant leaves are there. From the leaves, water is released. Water vapor is released regularly. That means plant body is it is regularly losing water. Inside the plant body, water quantity is regularly decreasing. That means plant body has to regularly get water from downside, because water is going out. So regularly water should be coming from the roots. So therefore ascent of sap is compulsory in this manner. So transpiration support ascent of sap, because transpiration releases extra water in the plant body. Therefore ascent of sap is compulsory. So this is all about ascent of sap, the transfer or the conduction of the cell sap upwards from the roots to the plant body. It can be leaves, it can be different plant organs. Now we will see about the root pressure. Now the root pressure is what? Inside the roots, the water is being absorbed from the root hair cells. Now the continuous inflow of the absorbed water causes accumulation of minerals, because along with the accumulation means what? Collection. Because the water is regularly absorbed and minerals are also coming, so the minerals will keep collecting in the xylem. As a result of what will happen there, the water concentration will reduce, minerals will increase. What is happening? Xylem is absorbing water, as well as water is there and minerals are there. Both the things are there, water and minerals are there, because xylem is responsible for water only, but minerals are also coming along with that. So minerals will collect in xylem there, they will keep on collecting there. As a result, the concentration of minerals, the quantity of minerals will increase. in the xylem tissue. Xylem is a pipeline structure. Now in that pipeline, more minerals are collecting, and for the space in the space for water is reduced because of the minerals. As a result, what will happen? The concentration of water is reduced and concentration of mineral is increased. More minerals are there, less water is there. That will lead to a concentration gradient. Gradient means a kind of a pressure will develop because plant needs water regularly. Regular water supply is required, but because of these minerals, less water can come because minerals are taking more space. They are collecting in the xylem tissue, and water gets less space to move upward. As a result, concentration gradient will develop, that is, a pressure will develop. This water will try to push these minerals upward along with it. That we have seen in ascent of sap also. So because of this concentration gradient, what will happen? The pressure will develop, and this pressure is strong. This is very strong pressure. By that, what will happen? The water as well as mineral, water will try to come upwards, but when it will push itself upward, along with that, what will happen? Whatever minerals have accumulated, all those minerals which have collected in one part of the xylem, for example, and water is moving upward, then what will happen? It will also keep these minerals in upward flow. The minerals will also move upwards along with the water that is going upwards. So both the things, water as well as the minerals that are collecting in the xylem, they are also moving. Both the things are moving upwards. So this kind of pressure, because it is developed because of the concentration gradient, it is called as root pressure. The definition is given there. A pressure developed in the root which help in the upward movement of plant sap. So you can see movement of water, not we have not written. We have written movement of plant sap, because when water is pushing itself upward, along with water, minerals are also going. So that is plant sap is going. So that is called as root pressure. So in today's class we have seen how the absorption of water and mineral is done by the diffusion and osmosis. Then we have seen how the conduction of water and mineral is done by the ascent of sap and root pressure. In the upcoming class we will see about transpiration. What is transpiration? What are the factors associated? And we'll complete this chapter explanation as well. Now for the remaining part, we will wind up this video explanation part only. We will move on to the question answers. We will now do the book exercise as well as the short answer questions. Let us begin. Here we are with the book exercises. The answers I have mentioned, you can note down these answers in your textbook. You can take a pause in the video and note down the answers. In the true false statement, the answer which have to be corrected. The false statement I have strike through. The correct word is written along with that. For example, the first one false. Directly you have to cut and write indirectly. Similarly, all others you can do. To match the following, the correct answer I have written in front. For example, leaves are the principal organ of transpiration. Vessels, element of xylem, and so on. Next one, sixth one, that is the choose the correct one. The choose the odd one and give scientific reason. The odd answer is written along with the reason. First answer is sieve tube, that is the odd one. You can circle that, and the reason is given ahead. That is others are part of xylem tissue. Similarly, other answers are also similarly to be written. Then next one, understanding ideas, one word answers. All the answers are mentioned here. Now the copy work, the notebook work, the short answer. You have to note down these in your class notebook. First one, what is the need of transport of water? Why is water to be transported? Two reasons are there: for preparing food by photosynthesis, second for ascent of sap. What is transpiration? It is the process of loss of water in the form of water vapor, and from where this water vapor is going is through the leaves and other aerial parts of the plant. Next, name the factors which affect transpiration. Four factors are main ones. One is temperature, then wind, then humidity, then light. Humidity is relative humidity. Then fourth one, question number 4, define osmosis, the movement of water molecules from high concentration to low concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Today we have seen that semi-permeable membrane is what? It is the root hair cells. Next, what is the function of phloem tissue in plants? Phloem tissue transport the food molecules through the plant body. Simple question is there. Next, question 6, name the minerals which constitute the macronutrients. These are nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium and calcium. In the bracket, the chemical symbols are mentioned. That's all for these question answers in the book exercise. This week's homework is for you to complete this work and note down these answers properly and learn these answers as well. I hope the last week's work you have completed the diagrams as well you have drawn. Keep studying. That's all for today.